on Bright House Network's Channel 47 and live from Jack Willie's Tiki Bar in Oldsmar. It's the only Buccaneer with a television show in the Tampa Bay area. It's the Shelton Quarles Show. My name's Eric Keaton. Welcome again to Shelton Quarles. What do you think? We said we'd come back, and here we are.
It's great. You know, it's a great atmosphere. I'm looking forward to the show tonight.
And did you notice, I'm pulling out all the stats tonight, 2 appearances at Jack Willie's, 2 victories for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That sounds good. That means we need to be here for the rest of the season.
And 2 pretty good wins,
yes,
I might say, over Chicago and now over San Francisco. Before we get started, though, I have to ask you, what's that doing back on the hand and arm here?
They said they wanted me to, kind of protect it a little bit, keep it from injury. My wife is a little rough sometimes, and so that's why they put it back on.
And notice that she's sitting in there protected, so she can't come out here real quick.
Yes.
Most complete effort so far this season, all 3 phases of the game.
I think so. I think we played well. Our special teams has been superb, for the whole season so far, and they've definitely been playing well lately. And I think we need to rebound as a defense from what we put out in the field the last game. And offense came back and they bounced back and scored a lot of points for us. So it was good to come out of the game late in the game and let some of the backups play a little bit.
All right, let's talk about some of the starters. Let's go out to Raymond James Stadium and recap it one more time because it was so beautiful. 35-3 beating the San Francisco 49ers, and it all started with another former Buck who was out, coming back, Mike Allstott. Another good reception.
It was huge to see him back out there, from the injury he had, for him to come back is great.
And then Tim Rattay going back, and your linebacking partner, Derek Brooks, that's just a forceful hit from behind.
Oh, it was a huge play, and we knew we would be able to get to him early, and that's what we try to do, is try to get to him early and make him make some bad decisions and, and wreak havoc.
And you would tell everybody here, football 101, get a turnover, very next play, get into the end zone with Mike Pittman.
I didn't want them to score that fast. I'd like to be, see them, run a couple plays there so we get a little rest.
Well, they only had to go 14 yards, and a couple of good blocks there. Cozy Coleman and Mike Allstott freeing up Pittman to get into the end zone. Only took him 12 seconds and 14 yards. Then Kevin Barlow goes up the middle here, and number 53 gets the tackle. Pretty good day against the rushing game.
I felt pretty good yesterday, so I was looking forward to running around a little bit, and the stadium was great, and it was a great atmosphere.
Buccaneers get the football back. Pittman on a 9-yard run here, and then the passing game gets going to Joey Galloway. This is a good little catch here, and picks up a few more yards with the yak.
Oh yeah, it was a huge play in the game, and I think from that point on, I think we dominated.
Whether it was on the ground, through the air, Pittman around the right side. Look at Coleman leading his way, picking up a first down. It just seemed kind of, I don't want to say easy, but routine for you guys.
We wanted to come out and play well, definitely in front of our fans. We haven't played that well, for the season, and we want to play, well in front of our fans.
If you want to pick on anything, it would be that Tony Parrish had a couple of interceptions, this being the first one, or you might say that Greasy had a couple extra completions, just going to the wrong team if you want to sound positive. And then it's a good tackle here by Ronde Barber. You think he tried to go low a little bit, didn't want to hurt the guy right there because he had an open shot?
I think he didn't want to hurt himself. He was a big guy he was trying to tackle.
Greasy getting back into it with the tight end Will Heller. Hard to tackle that guy for 13 yards. And then his favorite target coming up, Michael Clayton. Seem to be spreading the ball around a lot now on offense to different guys.
Our receivers are coming back. They're able to play a little bit better now. They're starting to get healthy, and our offense is starting to open up because of that.
And here's one guy that's healthy. Look at Joe Jurevicius sidestepping a guy, and then he stays on his feet. This guy gets fired up, and then he would eventually get into the end zone. It seems also, if we're at Jack Willie's, your Buccaneer team wins. If Joe Jurevicius is scoring touchdowns, the Buccaneers win as well. It's pretty good karma.
Oh yeah, Joe had a great game. He made some awesome plays, awesome catches, and hopefully he'll do that for the rest of the season.
And then he goes over to one of the captains, Captain Silver from the 333rd Fighting Squadron, and hands him the football. You guys were off the field, the defense, for 6 minutes and 12 seconds there, and then once again back on defense. Barlow would get 2 consecutive carries and go backwards for 2 yards. What was your guys' game plan against it? Was there something up front?
The biggest thing to do for us was to stop the run, and that's the easiest thing for a quarterback to do, is to turn around and hand the ball off, and we're able to stop the run and create havoc.
Second interception here for Parrish, and it would set up the San Francisco 49ers, but they couldn't do anything with it. Greasy here, this is one of the few times that he went down. 7-yard sack here, and then the 49ers, again, trying to get that running game going as you were talking about, and Derek Brooks gets in on the tackle. Did he have any open running lanes whatsoever?
I don't think so. The only ones that they had were the ones that we created when we didn't when we didn't make those tackles.
Why didn't you get an interception there?
You know, the ball came, my wife was on me. She's like, I'm mad at you, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I didn't
You blaming it on the ball?
Yeah, it was a bad throw.
Okay, well, that was a good throw to Joe Juravicius for 12 yards, but here's an even better one right before the half. This is the way the offense, a lot of fans would say, that the team was aggressive and wanted to score points with a little time left.
If we play like that on offense from here on out, there's no doubt that we'll win the rest of our game.
21-0 at halftime, and the numbers were just huge. I think San Francisco had 26 yards at the half. Again, it's like Armwood playing one of the smaller schools in the area. In the third quarter, Brian Greasy going to Michael Clayton, and this was offsetting penalties on both sides. Coach Gruden said earlier today he'd never seen that before. Had you ever seen that before?
No, I'd never seen it. He threw one flag. You know, how you going to throw one flag and have that flag count for both guys? So that, you know, that didn't sound right to me. But, you know, they came back to it, and Mike had a great catch.
Was that the same call?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it was the same call, but, you know, he beat the same guy, and their coach took that guy out immediately after that point and put another DB in.
Well, at least they got the do-over, because before it was 30 yards, and this was 36, as you and DB give him congratulations. And then Pittman eventually sets up this. Another touchdown. Is this guy on fire right now? I mean, I know that's a cliche, but his numbers have surpassed anything he's done previously.
He is. He's playing well. And so if he continues to run the way he's running right now, you know, the sky's the limit for our offense and us as a team.
At this point, it's 28-0. That after an 8-play, 62-yard drive for 5 minutes that kept the defense off the field. And now we get into the eyes here. You said you were feeling good. You had to feel good about this possession here for San Francisco as you got in against Barlow.
Yeah, you know, I missed the tackle earlier in the game, so I was pretty upset about that. And, you know, we called a blitz, and it was a run blitz, and happened to end up in the same place as he was and made the tackle.
And then Chidi Ahanotu, after we watched the replay here, and you got the little signal here. Is that going up to your fans and to your family up in the stands?
That's telling everybody that my strength comes from the Lord.
All right, Chidi Ahanotu, where's he getting his strength from? He was on the couch a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know, from missing training camp probably. He does that every year. Comes in and plays well for whatever team he plays for.
I mean, this guy's just ridiculous.
2 weeks, 2 sacks, great game.
What do you think his diet is? Because he's actually playing out of position too, right? He's a defensive end.
I know what his diet is. Fish and lots of it. He's a guy that doesn't eat meats too much.
And of course, the big play coming up eventually to the one, the only, Torrey Cox.
A huge play by Torrey. The quarterback was doing those little jump passes all day, and, you know, Torrey broke in front of the receiver and kind of reminiscent of the pass I picked off against Favre. He was able to undercut the receiver and make the catch and took it to the house.
And this definitely shows his ability as he was in there when the game was out of hand, but he's definitely showing what he can do on special teams and in the secondary.
You know, we like what that guy could do last year. You know, he got hurt in the Miami game and missed the rest of the season because of a knee injury. And, you know, it was only a matter of time before he came back to the form that he had last year. And I think he's starting to come back to that, and he's starting to make plays for us.
And obviously, you guys, you can tell by some of the shots, we're having a lot of fun out there. Some of the key numbers that stand out. The defense holds the team under 200 yards, but on third down conversions, 1 of 12. Like the old days when some of your older teammates used to talk about, if we're off the field 3 and out, for any defense, that's going to make your job a lot easier possession to possession.
A lot easier. You know, anytime that we can give the offense more opportunities to score touchdowns, then, you know, or move the ball, then it's going to keep us fresher as a defense. So, you know, I thought we did a great job in getting off the field. I think they only had 1 first down in the first half, and so that's huge. You know, and that play shouldn't have happened if I would have made the tackle earlier. But, you know, I thought we played a great game in the first half, and, you know, they came out, moved the ball a little bit on us in the third quarter, but, you know, we settled down and played hard, and our second teamers, the guys that came on the field after that, came in and shut them down at the end of the game. You know, they're calling timeouts with 1 second left in the game trying to score a touchdown against us, but, you know, our guys on defense shut them out and kept them out of the end zone, so it was great to see that happen.
That guys inspire some of the normal starters because you guys are out there, because obviously they didn't want to give up a touchdown. The shutout was gone. Does that inspire you guys a little bit to see that some of your teammates who normally don't get in, that it means that much to them?
You know, our guys, Coach Kiffin tells them, whoever's out in the field is a starter at that particular time. So, we all came out, so those guys were starters. And, they have a tradition. We have a tradition on defense is not let, guys score. We let up too many touchdowns last week. So, for us to come out and play as well as we did was a great key to not only the coaching staff, but to us as players.
All right, you heard from Q. Now let's go inside the locker room, hear from some of the guys on offense, including one guy who had an outstanding day against his former teammates, Derek Deese.
It feels real good, especially when there's a lot of critics out there, criticizing our offensive line about, running and this and that, and whether or not he gets a big play or a bunch of small plays. 100 yards is 100 yards, and there's a lot of people out there that should really have to eat a whole lot of crow right now for what they said last week.
It's a big win for us, My ailments pale in comparison to what we needed to come out and do, and I thought we had a great tempo coming out early in the game, and guys were excited to play, and it showed on the scoreboard. It feels good, I don't think we hit on all cylinders. I know I did. I could have made some better throws there, but I think for this team it was a really good win, and that we came out and we played as a team, and the offense played well, the defense played well, and we played well on special teams, and I think it's the first game where we've really combined all three aspects.
Oh, this is huge. It's a big game, especially after what happened last week, and to get us back on track and get our confidence and the fashion in which we did it today. Defense played stellar. They were 3 and out, I think, the whole first half. And the offense took opportunity of great field position and made some big plays. JJ came up big, Mike came up big, and Greasy was throwing the ball downfield. So the offensive line blocked great too. So
we still didn't get what we want. Still too many penalties. Still had some turnovers we could have avoided. Gave us some passes down the stretch and some missed tackles that we got to clean up. So we played good enough to win, but by no means are we satisfied.
So Derek's still not satisfied. Would you agree with some of his comments?
We're not satisfied as a team. We definitely had way too many penalties in the game. Some of them could have been costly if their offense would have been playing a little bit better. The penalty on Chidi, I thought that was probably a phantom call, but it was a call that they made that probably shouldn't have happened. So we just got to do a better job on offense, defense, and special teams penalty-wise. And if we do that, then we'll be fine. But we can't expect to have that many penalties and win the games that that we're winning right now, because that's not going to happen when you're playing against good teams.
Some not so good news for some of the fans out there. If you're wanting to call in, we're not having that tonight. All the great people here at Jack Willie's are going to be able to get up to the microphone. If you ask a question, some fans will get a picture signed by Shelton after the show. That's not everybody, but some fans. We'll take a break and leave you with Michael Pittman scoring his 2 touchdowns. We're back after this.
At the 13-yard line, the 14-yard line it is, of the San Francisco 49ers. Hand off to Pittman, bounds it up the middle, 5-3, 2-1. It is touchdown, Tampa Bay. 14 yards up the gut, number 32 takes it to the house. First down, goal, power, backfield, hand off to Pittman running right. Pittman to the 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Pittman's got 2 today.